Hello students, hope you are doing fine. So in this recording, I'll show you how to download and install Cisco Packet Tracer. As I mentioned, the software we'll be using in the course, Introduction to or Principles of Networking. So I highly suggest you download the software into your personal computer. We though have it in our labs, but I highly suggest you download it to your computers. So the outline for this lecture, I want to show you how to download and install the Cisco Packet Tracer. It's not a very straightforward procedure, and to create a simple network. All right, so simply you go to Google. I already created an account, but to save time, I'll just show Cisco Packet Tracer download in the search. And it's going to be the first link. Use the one with netcad.com. So it's going to be the first link. Log in, just select log in. And since you don't have an account, go to sign up. So if you go to the sign up page, put your email, your personal email, student email. I suggest you do your student email, to show it's like an official work. Put your name. The password has restrictions. It should be minimum 12 to 12 characters with numbers, special characters, etc. And you put the country and register. So after you log in, I created one long ago, so just hit next. It will ask for the password, log in. And there you go. So you just ignore everything here. You don't have to worry about anything. So you go to resources, download Packet Tracer. That's as simple as it gets. So download. So you have one for Mac OS, I believe, and one for Windows. So there you go. So that's the link for Windows. And I believe most of computers nowadays are 64-bit. So you go for this one. If you have Mac OS, you do this one. Just hit download and download will start automatically. So once you are done with the download, you go to let me just try it. Let's see how fast it can be. Okay, save. It will take time. So you do it at your home. But the main part here is having the username and password. Once you have that, you go to Cisco Packet Tracer. Yeah, by the way, the icon will be something like this. Or search Cisco Packet Tracer and you'll find it. So the software will open. Now here is the important part. We downloaded the software through this one. So here is just asking you to sign in. As I mentioned, you must remember your credentials. And here is the tricky part. Keep me logged in for 3 months. You don't want to repeat the step every now you open Cisco Packet Tracer. So you just say, keep me logged in. In some versions of Cisco Packet Tracer, you can simply log in as a guest, but for the new ones, it doesn't give you that. So here, keep me logged in for 3 months, and you select this one. And it's gonna ask for the credentials, the one you created. Okay, so in my case, the password is there. So let me see if it's correct. Telegram, just. Oh, I think I mistaken the account. Okay, back to the login. Yeah, that's a different account. Okay, active at IEEE.org. Probably this one. Okay. Let's see if this one will work. Perfect. And there you go. That's the software, as simple as it is. So you have here this white space area where you put your elements. You have your components here at the lower left corner of the screen. So we have network devices, we have end devices, and then we have components, we have connections. So all what we need actually, network devices, end devices, and the connections. Connections are basically the cables you want to connect your devices with. So let's go and try our network. So here is our network. Basically, it's two computers that are connected by a cable. And this cable is called crossover cable. We'll talk about cables later when we go into network media and connections. So we have a PC and we have a laptop. So we'll go to Cisco Packet Tracer. PC and laptop, they are under the category of end devices. So you go to the category and there are subcategories. So it could be end devices, home appliances, smart city, etc. Our case is simple, it's just end devices, and we have a laptop. So you can just click anywhere, and there you go, that's a laptop. Or you can drag and drop. So you have both choices, click, drag and drop. So we only need two devices. So how to remove a device? Just hit delete. And now see, I have the X symbol. So any item I click on X will be deleted. So do you want to delete this PC? Yes. And see, now I'm still in the deletion mode. I want to escape that. So you hit the escape button at the top left corner of your keyboard. And there you go, you have it there. All right, so we have the two devices. Now I want to connect them. So we'll go to the connections, under connections here, and I want the copper crossover. Go here, crossover cable. So we'll go to the categories here. So this is automatically connection. Let's avoid that. Sometimes it does not work well. We are not using console, so copper straight through, and we have copper crossover. So we'll take the copper crossover. Again, you don't have to drag. You just click on it, and it will ask to select the device that you want to connect. So click on it, and it'll show you some options here. And in our case, we're going to use the Ethernet, fast Ethernet 0. So notes here now, I'm not dragging, by the way, I just clicked, and I have the wire there. To the laptop, same thing, fast Ethernet. And we have a connection established, and this is as simple as it gets. Now we want to do a setup. Later on, we realize that in the network, we have something called physical topology. So whether this connection, just basically two computers, and there's something called logical topology. Logical, basically, each network or each device must have an address. And probably heard about it, an IP address to do connection. So the IP address for this computer here is given 192.168.101, and for the laptop 192.168.102. So we'll go to Cisco Packet Tracer, and yeah, so it has physical layout here. You just see the case, the computer, the CD drive, the floppy disk drive, power button, etc. We're not gonna be working with this one. We don't have to worry about it. We just go to the config part. At config, you have two modes, IP version 4 and IP version 6. Ignore this part, IP version 6. We just go here at the static, and we are using the fast Ethernet, and you just put global, there you go, the fast Ethernet part. Yeah, we use this one. This is the interface I want to configure. So we have IP configuration, DHCP, static, IP version 4, etc. Again, as I mentioned, this one you just ignore it, IP version 6. We'll do the IP configuration, IP version 4. So it's 192.168.100.1. And you notice that something called subnet mask will be automatically generated. So you don't have to worry about it. So that's for the first computer. We are done with it. Now we'll do that with the laptop. Same thing, configuration, fast Ethernet, 192.168.102. And by the way, the IP address should be unique. Any device must have its own unique IP address. Duplicate IP addresses will cause conflict in the network and will cause some issues in your network, in the let's say data flow. All right, so that's it. We have a network. We have two devices with IP address. Now let's make sure if my configuration first worked and whether these devices are connected. So we'll go to the PC, we'll go to the desktop, and we'll use the command prompt. And this is something you already know, the CMD in Microsoft Windows, the command prompt. So in this lab, we'll be using only two commands, ipconfig and ping. So ipconfig basically shows you the configuration of your network device, like what is the IP address, what is the MAC address, etc. Many information. So just type ipconfig and hit enter. And it will give you a lot of information. So in here, we have the fast Ethernet connection and we have a Bluetooth connection. Since the Bluetooth connection, we did not do any setup there, you'll find a lot of empty fields and zeros. Now, for the fast Ethernet, we have IP version 6. As I mentioned, we don't have to worry about that. And even here, the address is blank. Now, IP version 4 addresses, this is the address I just put, and the subnet mask is just there. So the configuration works fine. Similar thing I can do with a laptop. Go desktop, command prompt, ipconfig. And I have the address there, 192.168.102. All right, so how to test connectivity? To test connectivity, we use the command ping. So here is a summary actually for both commands, ipconfig and ping. So to do ping, you go again to the command prompt and just write the command as this, ping, and I'll put the destination IP address I want to check connectivity with. So I want to check with the laptop. So I'm at the PC, I want to check with the laptop, 192.168.102. Hit enter. So it says here that it's sending some packets and getting a reply, and it says that it's sent for, received for, and lost nothing. So we get 100% connection. There is 0% loss. So in this case, I have two connected computers together. So that's the first part of the experiment here. You just have two computers. Now we'll make the network a little bit bigger. So I'll remove all components here, delete. And the other part, I will have 4 computers, 2 desktops, 2 laptops, and a device called a switch. So we'll go to Cisco Packet Tracer again. So I'll put my computers. So I have 10 devices. That's the first computer. That's the second computer. And by the way, don't worry about the names PC2, PC3, PC4. They're just labels. So you don't have to worry about them. Laptop 1, laptop 2, and then we'll put the switch. The switch is under the category of network devices. So we'll go to the network devices category, and it's not a router, it's a switch. So there is a category for switches. And let's pick the model presented in the presentation here. So it's 296024TT. So let's look for the 2960. There you go, that's the first one. 24TT is an optional part. It says that it has 24 ports. So let's click on it and let's view it. So this is the physical layout of the switch. And as I mentioned, 24TT means it has 24 ports. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's a total 12. That's another 12. That's 24 ports. And the good thing about the switch, you don't have to do any configuration. You don't have to worry about it. You just put the switch there, no configuration needed. All the configuration we need to do are for our PCs. So we'll go to the config, fast Ethernet. So double check on the IP addresses, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 192.168.104. And a very important part, you'll notice that the 3 fields in the IP address, they should be the same. So 192.168.100, and by the way, sorry, it's 192.168.101. So that's for the first PC. Second PC, same thing. At the Ethernet part, 192.168.102. Should be a unique IP address, no duplicates. Same thing here. Config, fast Ethernet, 192.168.103. And the last one, 192.168.104. Now, one important thing here that you notice that you have multiple computers, but you don't know their IP addresses. Like, yeah, we did the setup, it's there. Like if you do that, you see it. But what if I want to do some labeling here? I want to add text into my network. So here is the notes item here. Once you click on it, you can write. So let's write the IP address for the first device. So 192.168.101. Similar thing for the second device, 192.168.102. Same thing here. Dot 3, 192.168.104. This is just a display. It has nothing to do with the network. To go out from the editing mode or adding notes mode, just hit escape. So I have the network there. Now I need to do the connections. Now in the previous network, since we have two similar devices, we use the copper crossover. And this one here will use a different cable. So it's going to be straight through cable. Copper straight through is used when you have different devices you want to connect with. So I have an end device that I want to connect to a network device. I will use the straight through cable. So the first network, first device, fast Ethernet. Now notice when I click on the switch, I have plenty of options. Again, I have 24 ports. So I have from fast Ethernet 01 to fast Ethernet 024. Feel free to use any one of them. I'll just keep the sequence. So that's the one. Similar thing here, fast Ethernet to fast Ethernet to, and notice 01 has been gone. It's been already occupied to the first computer. So that's 02. That's 03. Click. That's 04. And there you go. So I have a connection. I have a network and I made the connections. So to test connectivity, I'll use ping. Sorry. So I'll go to desktop, command prompt. Now I am at the first computer. So my network IP address is 192.168.101. And I want to check connectivity with this guy, for example. So the IP address is 192.168.104. So the command ping 192.168.104. And let's see. So I'm getting replies, which is good. So that means I have 0% loss. I have full connection. Now notice things happened a bit fast here. So to track what's going on here, there is a simulation mode on Cisco Packet Tracer. So this is in real time. Things happen in milliseconds. So you get time in 1 millisecond time frame, which is really fast, that we cannot monitor it. So in the simulation mode, I can track the packages. Now notice here, so it opened a new window and it shows some progress, like what's going on, the time, the packets, etc. So let's try ping or the same command. So I'll just upper arrow will show you the history of commands. So ping 192.168.104. And notice once you hit enter, nothing happens. It's just waiting for the simulation to start. And notice from this one here, I have the first message ready to go out. So to start the simulation, hit run. And see the output. So saying here, pinging 192.168.104. So still the switch will forward the message to all. And the only one associated with the IP address will reply. The others won't. So this is the acknowledgement. Laptop 2 told PC2 that I received your message, send the other packet. So that's the first reply. Now this one just to say, okay, I'm ready to send you more data. So this is a simulation. Now see here the time in real time, it's like in milliseconds. Something that hard to observe. Now sending the other packet. The switch will then forward to other packets just to inform that there you go, that the message is rejected there. It should just show you the data flow in the network when you do a simple ping command. So imagine the same thing for multiple messages. All right, you can easily stop the simulation by hitting pause and go off from the simulation mode by going back to real time. So it's not simulation anymore. And this is the ping command. And that's it for this task. As I mentioned, the objectives of this course or this task is to know Cisco Packet Tracer, be familiar with it, know how to add devices, know how to connect with cables, and to be familiar with the commands ping and IP config. And in fact, actually, IP config, we'll see it a lot in, ping, we'll see it a lot in our course because we want to test connectivity with any network that we create. All right, so that's it from my side. Hope you guys are doing well, and have a good day.